What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rogue 16. We're doing another product spotlight today. We're going to be talking about Iron Studios Anakin, the quarter scale statue. I mean, this is a pretty sick. Like, I think this kind of came for me. This kind of came out of nowhere as well. Like, this was kind of like all of the sudden, I saw this and I was like, is this a 1/10? Usually we see some of this stuff in 1/10 scale from them.
Yeah, you almost forget the license for quarter scale.
Every now and then they put out these quarter scale beasts, and Iron Studios does a killer job with these things in my opinion. I mean, they're the ones that did the Iron Studios Vader. The Hoth version looks incredible. They do great work in quarter scale, I think. So yeah, CC, any information on this one?
So we don't have an edition size that I was able to see, and it does just have the one alternative portrait. And I don't think it has exclusive. It's on Sideshow right now as a distributor. It's also available through Iron Studios directly.
Yeah.
The one thing I thought was interesting, because they had this, I want to say, in person at D23, because a lot of people were concerned about the likeness on the portrait. I thought it looked pretty decent from the photos of people like that they took in person. So that's kind of impressive. The cape is sculpted, which I appreciate, as opposed to mixed media. The one thing that I was a little confused on when I first saw this was the base, because I thought it was all representative of Naboo, but it's actually kind of every location that had a significant influence on his life. So that includes Naboo, the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, Geonosis, and Tatooine. Those are the ones I remember off the top of my head. So I guess that kind of makes the base make more sense to me now.
I really like the base.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I'm not a big fan of like the tiny
buildings. Yeah.
Yeah, like the tiny like miniaturization of like a community or something like that below them, I don't usually like that. But I think this one's actually pretty cool, and I like the colors that it adds to it. I mean, look, a lot of times, especially with Jedi, I mean, no, I shouldn't say with Jedi, but just Jedi, the Empire, it's all like browns and blacks and and so like I think adding a little bit of color below them is actually kind of nice. Yeah. And is his cloak fully sculpted?
Yes.
It looks like it.
Yeah. And then I actually forgot. So the grate he's standing on is from Mustafar, not to be outdone. They included literally everything they could think of.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a closer look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks pretty good. What do you think, Jason?
I think it looks great. I'm always a fan of Iron Studios' work. Yeah, this I love right here.
Yeah, the dark side head or whatever.
I love that whole thing. And then, I mean, dude, this and a Ross Peterman signature.
My man.
I'm not even joking. That'd be a badass little setup.
Well, you can get it. You can get it. My dude.
That little Hayden plaque, little Ross Peterman plaque, and then him with the dark side cloak hanging down over his face. That's the scene right there.
You're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong.
No, they nailed this one, and I like the base. I like that each aspect of the base is a combination of various points of impact.
I mean, the textures look pretty good to me. Like it all looks. I mean, like I'm not surprised because Iron Studios does killer quarter scale stuff. It's just sometimes like I feel like we see a lot of their 1/10 scale stuff, and it's like it's decent. Like sometimes I feel like it comes out looking a little bit Hallmarkish. Their 1/10 scale stuff, right?
It does
a little bit, and so like, but their quarter scale stuff's killer, dude. I mean, this is a closer look at the actual.
I mean, the 1/10 stuff is just as good, but you're right. It gives that sort of Hallmark vibe, but when you look at it, the details there.
Yeah, it's nice, man. It's nice, but this is.
I like the diorama base, but I'm glad it isn't like all encompassing, right?
Yeah,
it's there. It serves its purpose. It tells its story, but it doesn't consume or compete with the piece.
It's nice. It's complements, yeah, it complements it very well. Like we said, with some of the newer sideshow pieces and like the Mythos Obi-Wan that has that very simple rock bass, like I feel like the more simple the bases are, the better. And not to say that this is like this. I mean, this has a lot to it, but it doesn't feel like it's oversized, right? It doesn't feel like it's like massive compared to the statue, and I think it works pretty well.
The
It looks
base,
like he's standing on top of Galaxy's Edge, in my opinion.
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
first
kind
thing I see, at least.
Yeah. Does the lightsaber light up? CC, do you know?
We're not aware. So I know it lit up with the Vader. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's something that they're working on, but they don't
Yeah.
want to announce it until they have the logistics on the technology hammered out. But no, they have not confirmed whether
Okay.
or not the lightsaber will light up.
Okay. And do we know the price on this?
Let me see.
Any price? It's up for pre-order, right? Currently?
Yes. Both Iron Studios and Sideshow, it's 800.
It's not bad. I mean, is that bad? That's not bad. Is that bad, Jason?
Not at all.
800?
No, I think that's great.
I think it's pretty
good.
typical.
Under 1,000. I feel
Yeah.
like you can't beat that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, because I guess I'm trying to think of what other statues are currently out there and the prices. I mean, if this was like a Prime 1, this would be like 12, 1,300, something like
Right. Or like I think a lot of people compare if it's quarter scale, they're going to compare it to premium formats.
that. Sure.
But a lot of those don't often have at least I feel like the sculpted cape is different, whereas the mixed
Yeah.
media is a bit cheaper to do, and they tend to do that but those even
Yeah.
premium formats now are between like 6 and 8. And then if it's more complicated, you're looking at least 1,000. This one they haven't announced the edition size, which isn't terribly surprising, but it is expected to ship between July and September 2025, and I'm
Mhm.
sure that's subject to change because Lord knows that the last quarter scale Star Wars statue they did was the Vader on throne, and that
Right.
was made by maybe 8 or 9 months, I want to say.
Hmm.
So
Well, they did the Mandalorian statue in quarter scale, didn't they? Iron
yep,
Studio?
that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Right.
That
'Cause
was,
you're talking,
the best one, I think.
yeah, that one's really good.
Mhm.
That one's really good.
For licensed ones, anyway.
Well, so the only thing I was going to say about this is that I kind of wish that they would have done a little bit more with the cloak at the bottom, like in terms of like waviness or something. Like I don't really like that it's like kind of like a straight line almost.
Yeah.
That's not my favorite. I think they could have done a little bit more there, but from the front, it still looks really good.
Yeah,
But
I think
that's about
the
it.
consensus seemed to be that the extra portrait, the hooded portrait, was the one to go with anyway.
See, okay. I probably would go with the opposite one just because I think the likeness does look pretty good with him. I don't know. It looks killer though. They did a great job. Iron Studios I hope they continue making. I don't know how this works. Is it that they're getting approval from Sideshow to do this? Like a Sideshow, you know what I'm saying, Jason? Like, how do they get the license to do this?
Well, it's territorial. They're based out of what? Spain?
Brazil. But the question is like, how do they sell this through Sideshow? Does Sideshow just allow them to
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they have things that they can and can't make. I mean, the whole licensing thing, which we can, probably do a few segments on, but I don't think it competes with Sideshow specifically.
Right.
I don't know the nuances and details like that, but again, I know it's territorial. I know there's things they can and can't do. There's probably aspects of the statue that we're not even picking up on that, they're doing specifically, and vice versa.
Yeah, I don't think it's a territory thing just because they are able to ship to the United States.
Right.
Maybe it's not directly, and that's
what
that shows like the worldwide distributor for them. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's kind of like an Acme Archives situation where like Acme Archives has the license for like Star Wars art prints and like Bottleneck borrows it.
Right. They let them use it
permission. So
Yeah.
that's what I thought was with the situation with this is with Sideshow, that they're given permission to do quarter scale through Sideshow.
So Sideshow's getting something for it.
I'd assume so.
You'd imagine.
So it's just getting something for everything.
Yeah, well, no shit. But anyway, yeah, this is a great job by Iron Studios. This is a really killer piece, and I think I would imagine a lot of people are going to pick this up. I mean, I could be wrong. I know there's not there's some people that just don't even know about Iron Studios, or they don't really think about them when it comes to collectibles very much. But like, I would think this would be a popular piece because it's Anakin and it's really well done. So
yeah, we don't have a lot of decent looking Anakin statues, I believe, off the top of my head.
Not
There's
that I know.
them a few years ago, but other than that,
yeah,
this blows that one out of the water.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Anything else, guys?
No, I think
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. We'll be back at some point with more either product spotlights or lives. Just keep an eye out. And again, give a comment down there if you're going to get this thing. If you're thinking about picking this up, or if you know someone that's picking it up, and give us a like if you can. And that's about it. Thanks, guys.